Dude, welcome back. You made it back. Well, first of all, welcome back to the Dutch and Denver podcast. Yeah, we're on. Welcome back to the Dutch and Denver podcast. I am Dutch. I am in and around Denver, and I am once again joined by Hollywood Higgins, who, I mean, might be fighting for his job. Dave, Dave showed up and actually did worse than you because his audio was bad, but his topics were good. So you guys were tied. And I was like, all right, whoever doesn't fuck Discord up and cut out early, remember how you did that last time because Mandy screwed us? Will win this. Well, turns out AK's Discord cut out and couldn't get back in. So I had to awkwardly wrap up yet another podcast. So the end of these podcasts is not going well. Like, we're like the. Ooh, I almost made a really bad space joke. Um, but yeah, I am Dutch. I am in Denver, and this is the podcast. This is a substitute for the daily dose. Looks like we're gonna do Wednesdays now until Hollywood gets his shit together because he said Thursdays. Oh, I absolutely am, except right now because all I want to do is end this right now and go play Hogwarts Legacy. Dude, I'm into it. Oh yeah. So it's not as good yet as Skyrim. I don't think it's as big as Skyrim or Oblivion, or Witcher or anything like that. And there's not like I'm not sure that there's a build. Like Witcher had a build, Skyrim had builds, ESO has builds for characters. I'm not sure this one has it. This one will get you on nostalgia. Like if you're not a gamer, because like Skyrim got you on nostalgia because you loved Oblivion so much. Greatest game ever made. One of them. And then Skyrim comes out and you're like, oh, this is better. And that's where it got you. This is Harry Potter. Um, I don't know if they can use Harry himself. They don't, but they use his voice. It does, but my character sounds exactly like fucking Harry. Yeah. Well, no, you can create yourself. And then the game starts, and if you guys don't want to hear spoilers, who cares? Um, it starts much like Harry Potter starts. You go to Gringotts. Things change at Gringotts. There's different. We're not we're not fighting Voldemort, but there is an evil we're fighting. All the spells are the same. Expelliarmus, all that stuff. It's in the game, and it does. Yeah, you know. Oh, you know. And like I said, Hogwarts is the same. There's the potions place. There's the room of requirement. There's the Great Hall. There's the Sorting Hat. It's Harry Potter. And now I don't know if they can say that because it's called Hogwarts Legacy, but Hogsmeade is there. The place where you go find Dumbledore's brother is there. The monsters are there. There's hippogriffs. There's no, it's not there yet. It's I haven't gotten that far, but I think it's a sapling. But the mandrakes, like you go to um botany class. What was it called in the movie? Gardening, whatever it was, and you pull out your mandrake. It's really loud, and you replant it. Okay, you go to potions class, you go to beast class, you go to flying class, you go to dark arts class. The the test dummies are the same. It's so well done. if you like Harry Potter.
which I do. I have a good memory of it.
It is just
I've only read the first book because I'm not a big reader, and if I read the first book of the movie, just it means it was pretty good. But I watched all the movies. I'm more of a movie guy, so I have a good memory of watching it at a basketball tournament in Lompoc. I don't know why I remember that, but
and
I
the
agree.
it's right on with that. Like it's right on with the movies so far, except it skips ahead a little bit just because you start as a fifth year for some reason that they don't explain, which a lot of people are unhappy about. But I mean, shut up, nerd.
Do you actually like on the train to Hogwarts? Is it, or you just
No, you arrive at Hogwarts a different way than the train, but you do see the train. I don't want to spoil that part for you because it's a big part of the story. Um,
well, I've actually been to Diagon Alley, Universal Studios, Hollywood.
so that's I haven't been there yet. I don't know if that's in there. But I mean, the curse of the unforgettable curses are there. Apparently, you can take a dark turn and be a dark wizard.
Ooh, that'd be pretty compelling. I think I want to go dark just to be able
Just
to
to
see
learn them,
that.
I think that might be the second playthrough. Like, I have a buddy Phil who's doing it on his first playthrough because he hates America or England. I don't know. But it's so Harry Potter without actually saying Harry Potter. Like you're him. I mean, you know the clothes you get, or his, you get glasses and things like that. Okay, and those are your spell stuff. There's even a Professor Weasley that we don't know yet if it's related to the other Weasleys.
Is there an overall arcing story, or is it just kind of like
Yes, I think so. I mean, again, instead of fighting Voldemort, we're fighting a another evil. But Harry was connected to Voldemort through the scar. You're huh?
the Johnny Depp character in Fantastic Beasts?
Well, that's after the fact. I thought.
No, it's before because
Oh,
early 1900s in America, and then they go. I think they go to England. I only watched the first two because Johnny Depp had a lot of shit happen. They kind of canned that story. It's like fuck, they're leading up to this story clearly for the third one, and they had to like
okay. So I think this is 500 years before Harry Potter.
oh, then yeah, then it's before that because the Fantastic Beasts takes place when like Dumbledore is probably like in his late 20s or 30s.
Okay, so Dumbledore's not here yet.
Okay, so he's not
Here
here.
yet in the story, he might show up. I don't know. The headmaster now has a very steampunk vibe, which I don't like. Everybody else is really good. I'm not. He's. I've talked to him once, so he's not a big part. But everything that you love about Harry Potter, like the spells, the characters, the places, the beasts, the butterbeer, everything is there.
Which they don't have alcohol in them at the Universal Studios, just pissed me off.
Well, butterbeer.
I thought
Okay,
there
no,
was.
I'm not talking about you going to actual Daikon. No, no, come on,
Listen, we're gonna go. I want to see that little child's look in your eyes when you get, you
dude.
get the wand. You
Watch the stream. Oh, you go to Ollivander's and you get a wand.
yeah, you can do that in person though, in real life at
Yeah,
Universal
but you
Studios.
can't like do the magic and mess the store up.
You can, and then there's different. If you buy the wand, you can move stuff around the Hogwarts, and different stuff is spells you can do
All
around
right.
the
Well,
Hogwarts.
clearly we're going there soon. Live Dutch and Stream podcast. We're gonna watch the movies together. I hope we don't get DMAC'd. Then we're playing the game. Then we're going to the real place.
It's not multiplayer, huh?
No, it's MMO like,
It'd be
but
cool though,
it's
because you
art.
can go
It's open world.
Because you ever play Saints Row?
Yes and no.
It's like the shittier Grand Theft Auto, but I liked it
Hmm.
because it stayed more like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Because the newer Grand Theft Autos got really realistic and like the frame rates kind of fucked with me.
You just need a better build.
Yeah, it's just better. But the game, the actual story, I thought is better in Saints Row. Except for the fourth one's terrible. But like you can play online. All you do is go online and you just play like you're playing the game by
Yeah, you need to get on the new GTA because they have GTA Online now.
Okay, they can do that too. Yeah,
Oh yeah, but it's a mess. Like you have people who have been playing this game since like day one. Okay, that have like literally $10 billion and the United States Air Force, and you're just trying to like drive to a strip club, and a fighter jet comes and like blows you
okay,
to Kingdom Come.
this is the next level.
Oh yeah,
I remember Saints Row 3. I was like, this is so cool. Like, I have no idea what the fuck my buddy's doing, but I'm in the middle of my mission and I just see like 90 cops chasing him down the street. And I just stop what I was doing to go help him
well
out and
yeah,
shit.
and well that's how Elder Scrolls Online was. Like they took Skyrim, Oblivion, and all the Elder Scrolls games, and they jammed it into one big game, and then let you play online with your friends.
I never
Uh,
played those. My dad played them. That's the only reason. I watched my dad play them.
Well, yeah, and you should. That's why I think you should get on Xbox because, like, if you're gonna do ESO, the Xbox community is still like alive and well. The
Okay.
PC one is not great.
Well, I was never really a big like this kind of game. I'll play because I don't know what it is. It's not because it's like you said,
It's
it's like Harry
nostalgia,
Potter. But like for some reason, like Oblivion and those games didn't really appeal to me. But I would play like Red Dead Redemption because it was like cowboys in the West and like but it's the same concept. You're in this like
dude.
big open
The
map.
new Red Dead is good.
Mhm. But yeah, so I like those. I only played the first two or three, I
All
think.
right, well, we'll ask Phil because we've sent Phil an Xbox so he could get started a while back. We'll send you an Xbox. I have one laying around here.
But yeah, I was always more of a first person shooter or fighting game. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.
Button mashers,
No, I actually knew all the combos for every character.
yeah, button mashers. Because anytime you want to fire up the old Halo 2, I'll jump in Forge with you.
Oh, Halo 2, shotguns, no shields, grenades. We called that sausage pie in high school. The whole football team would play before tour days. Wake up early, like at 6 a.m. to play Halo for like 3
Yeah,
hours, and then
right.
get late to run the practice.
You want to play Halo 2? I'm down to play Halo 2 with you.
Halo 2, and then what I like about Halo 3 is you can fuck with gravity. So it's kind of like remember Unreal Tournament.
Yeah.
There's like you can just fucking jump with like a flying skateboard thing and just fly through the air and shoot.
All right. I think we got to get Hollywood Higgins back into gaming. So,
This fucking just fall into a deep hole and
no,
buy a beanbag chair and just
hopefully we grow this channel and we become professional streamers and then we just,
that would
sit
be
at
cool.
home and it's like use code Hollywood Higgins on your Fortnite game. Get our own skins,
You could get a pair of red aviators for your
right?
for your skin.
In Fortnite as it gets shot out with some shotgun. I'm down. Let's. All right, this is the beginning of the gaming empire. AK, if you're listening, you're also being challenged not as co-host but as graphic designer.
Oh yeah, I saw your little.
Dude, it was good. He threw that together quickly, and it's better than what we've had, and
No, I like.
everybody loved it. And the details were cool because, like, the scar was a DD for Dutch Endeavor.
Yeah,
I mean, he nailed it. But now you have competition, so step it up, you little pot smoking hippie, and let's battle this out, man. Battle of the thumbnail for the Dutch Endeavor.
you calling AK a pot smoking hippie?
Oh yeah, he is.
Okay, I was like, I don't really smoke that much. I mean, I don't. I don't mind it,
No,
but
no, he's definitely a pot smoking hippie, but he's also like a certified bear guide that I wouldn't mess with in the daylight. Like never mind a dark alley. If I can see what he's doing, I'm still gonna run away and hide.
yeah, I was gonna say like, my tolerance for marijuana is about
Oh
as
yeah,
as good as
but like,
as you
so
get.
you we know John, right? Like John's muscular and could probably fold us into a pretzel. Well, David is probably half John's height and could tie Dave in, or holy shit. He's half John's height and
Did you have a
could,
stroke?
what?
Did you just have a stroke?
Yeah, God, I hope. But he could tie John into a pretzel and make him dance for him. I'm pretty sure Dave can bench press a car.
Yeah, John's pretty strong with lower body, but like when we play basketball, I fucking kind of bully him, even though he's bigger than me height wise and legs. I think it's just lower body down.
Dave's like if a tree trunk came to life, like thick, stocky. I mean, maybe he can't reach around and wipe his ass, but again, he can bench press a Jetta.
You just buy a bidet and you drag your ass in the carpet.
I think his wife is not okay with that anymore.
Well, if there's a special ass dragging carpet in the bathroom just for maybe it's on the wall.
Yeah, I think we should just get him a bidet.
Yeah, I have one. It's changed my life. And then getting used to the bidet and going on that cruise, I felt like such a fucking
A
Neanderthal.
dirty
What am I
monkey.
doing? Like, what am I doing? And it was like the worst. One of the there's a lot of stand-up comedians on there, and one of them was just the first 10 minutes was just trashing the cruise. And he was like, "What the fuck?" I felt like I was in a Venus flytrap, or I was in the shower, like I was getting suffocated. And what's up with the toilet paper? Like he like fake smelled his finger, like
I don't think he fake smelled it. He actually smelled it.
Yeah, and he's just like, man, the toilet paper can't be fucking wiping your ass with sketching paper or something like that.
Yeah,
Holy
dude,
shit.
literally, once you have something to literally wash your ass every time you take a shit, you're literally a Neanderthal if you're using toilet paper anymore.
Sometimes it does feel good to just shit in the woods.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, shit.
Okay, well, your quads are stronger than mine.
And you also have a fucked up Achilles
Yeah,
and nerve.
and foot and all that. But it's gonna lots of video game time. All right, man. Let's talk about your boy,
Who's my boy?
LeBron,
Oh,
LeBrick, LeBum.
I was so pissed about them losing last night. I'm like, all right,
Wait a
they
minute, he broke the scoring record and they lost.
I was like, all right, cool. Like, why are we stopping the game? We're down by 7, and then like every time we tied it up or got it within 1, they would get down by 10, get down by 10, get down by 10. I was like, dude, what the fuck's going on?
So that's what I want to talk about. Did they really stop the game and hand that man a microphone?
Yeah, I was like, what are they doing? I guess it's history, but I'm like, can't you just wait till after the game?
Or just not do it? Because, like, Peyton Manning broke, like, the scoring record for, like, the all time scoring record in a single season and touchdowns, and no one stopped the game and handed him a mic. You know, in baseball, I'm reminded,
I don't know if they would even do that if it wasn't LA, because like Los Angeles likes to make a show out of everything. So it's like I don't know if they would have done that if he was just in Akron or in Miami. I think if
well,
he was
it's
in
like,
LA,
but, and then he was on some sports talk show and he was like, the NBA is and blah, blah. I'm the greatest player ever. And it's like, Michael Jordan never had to go on ESPN and tell people he was the greatest.
6-0 in the fucking finals.
I mean, championships,
He's
you know.
6-0 in the finals. He has 6 MVPs of the finals. He is only scored less than LeBron, like average, like I think seems like season like career average, and he had a bunch of shit years in fucking on Washington because his team was so bad that at 38 he unretired and played for Washington for 2 years, and that fucked up his average. Otherwise, his scoring average for career would be a lot higher. And it's like,
Well, and I hate to
whatever.
bring this up, but I'm going to. It's a different NBA.
And but LeBron kind of goes against that because if he played in the 80s, I think he would just be destroying guys the same because he's fucking like 260 pounds. See him in person, he's 6'8", 260.
I know, but
He's whiter than a door, whiter than
so
a
you
door. He's
think he would have adapted and not been a bitch?
I think he wouldn't have been a bitch from the start because he would have came up in that style of play. The
Okay,
reason why
but
he's a bitch now is because they made all these rules about
uh-huh.
hand checking and
But do
fouling
you
and
think
shit like
he's
that.
good enough to adapt to that style of play? I don't. I don't think his ball skills are good enough.
It just depends on what you do.
He would not have been a shooter. In the paint, yes, he would have
He's
been
not
a.
a shooter. He's not a shooter now.
I know he's
He's
not, but
never
he
started.
scored a lot of points shooting. Okay, in the '80s and early '90s.
If you play 20 years, 40, like 30 to 40 minutes a game, you're gonna have a lot of shots.
Okay, but I don't think he would have made any of those because I think he would have been contested more so than he is now. Now in the paint, he might have adapted and been a bruiser. I don't think outside of the paint he would have adapted and been.
I just can't see who's gonna guard him because he's 6'8",
I mean,
260.
Shaq probably would have put his ass in his place.
Like what you're saying, I think the opposite. I think in the paint you get away with fouling more in the 80s and
Yeah,
stuff
but
like
if
that.
Shaq, puts his
Shaq,
forearm in your face, LeBron isn't making anything.
that's what I'm saying. You just said that he would score
Well, no, because he's going to adapt in the paint because of his size, but he can't adapt in the perimeter because he's not a shooter. Like if it hands in his face, he's gonna brick it.
Well, it depends. 'Cause when he gets hot, it doesn't matter. But that's anyone. I don't know.
Are you gonna call him the greatest of all time?
I'm never gonna say that because I know
Championships.
I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't think he's a goat because I think he's kind of predictable. You can guard him, and if he gets hot as the only team, you can be like, okay, he's hot. If you, anyone can get hot doing step back threes contested. So to me, it just sucks because Kobe is just like this forgotten person.
That's what happens when you die.
Well, yeah, but
Like
it's like
I'm
Kobe.
sorry that he died, but
Kobe could score anywhere, any place, anyhow. And what I liked about Kobe, and it gave you like you trusted Kobe because LeBron is gonna make the better basketball play in crunch time, and he gets a lot of shit for that. But if he draws a double team, he's gonna throw to the wide open guy. You know, Kobe's gonna just fucking
shoot it.
score.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you trust Kobe. Like you know what? Fuck it, I'd rather have Kobe shoot this contested shot.
Well, that's what I don't know if I talked about this with you or Dave, and I think it was you, but we've covered this before. Like, there's a difference in these guys' mentality. Like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, I really think they would kill you to win a basketball game. Like if you were allowed to have a gun on the court, they'd shoot everybody just to win that game. I mean, not literally, but you guys know what I mean. Like Tiger Woods has that too. You know, John Elway, Peyton Manning, guys like that had that killer instinct. Like, I will do anything to win this game. Yeah, I have the flu. Yeah, I'm hurt. I will do anything to still win this game.
And the thing,
And I
LeBron
don't think LeBron has that.
I would agree to a certain extent, but in LeBron's mind, making that pass is the better way to win. In my mind, it's like, no, the better way to win is I'm gonna fucking score this ball. You know, I'm gonna
Right. He doesn't have that
yeah, he doesn't have the.
killer
But at the
instinct.
same time, I've heard the opposite argument on some of the stuff I listen to in the podcast. It's like he has the most fourth quarter buzzer beaters in the history of the NBA. He has the most clutch points. Like there's actually statistics on clutch points. He has that. All those. He leads all that. So it's just maybe it's just
You think
because
he would have played this late into his career if he had played in the 80s and 90s and gotten beaten up?
uh,
Because that's also, I mean, that's the Tom Brady argument, man.
he spends $1 million on himself a year just to
Okay.
get out of it.
But that's the Tom Brady argument.
But you also wouldn't be getting if you played in the '80s. Some of those guys in the, especially the '70s,
Yeah.
even sometimes some of the guys in the '80s had summer jobs, like
But
fucking working.
like I said, that's a Tom Brady argument. You think Tom Brady would have played into his 40s if you were allowed to hit him?
I'm extra bitter because of that fucking interception because I'm a Seahawks fan. But anytime he had any pressure, he looked like the most trash quarterback ever against the
Mm-hmm.
Giants. And all the losses he had, and a couple of those games, he could have 3 to 4 less championships if certain calls went certain ways, like just like the Chiefs 2 weeks ago.
He played in a different league.
Yeah,
And
and
that's my only complaint. And everybody's like, oh, only Super Bowls. Yeah, but, and I hate saying yeah, but like baseball hasn't really changed. I mean, they still use a wooden bat, they still use pretty much the same ball.
I think
And
it's just the people are bigger, faster, stronger, which is just natural with
I'm not sure they
the
are, though.
sports.
Like Babe Ruth played drunk and fucked up.
He's a fat drunk slob. He's not gonna hit that well if you put him in 2012. Didn't he eat like 9 chili dogs one game? He had like 2 home
So that's
runs.
where we disagree. And I did talk about, I think I talked about this with Dave.
Okay.
There's some broad on the Twitter who was talking about the most difficult sports in the world, skill wise. And this is a very important distinction.
Saying broad on the Twitter. You never sounded older in your life.
She said, and I agree with her, that baseball, skill wise, is the most difficult sport on the planet. It is, and let me finish, it is nearly impossible to hit a Major League Baseball Because A, it's going pretty fast, like 100 miles an hour. B, it's from 60 feet away. C, it moves. D, it's round. And F, you have another round object. Now, if you do the math, you have between zero point 0.3 and 0.2 seconds from when that ball leaves that pitcher's hand to when it hits the catcher's glove. So in 1/5 of a second, or quarter of a second, you have to decide, am I going to swing or not? So not only do you have to make that decision, you then have to actually execute, swing, and hit the baseball. Again, if you bat 300, that means that 3 out of every 10 times you hit the baseball, you're considered extremely elite. Imagine if you shot 30% in the NBA. They'd laugh at you, or you'd be a defensive player.
3-point line, you'd be the best 3-point shooter in the Lakers, which is not a good thing.
Imagine if you completed 30% of your passes.
There's a quote from a movie with John Cusack, and he was saying why he loved baseball, and I can't remember the fucking movie. And it's really, if I find it, I'll send it to you.
What's the quote, though?
I can't remember. That's why
Jesus.
I find it, but it's basically it's just like one of the reasons why he likes baseball is because, like you said, it's so hard, and the line is something like, just to be slightly above, oh, just to be, I forgot, but it has to do with the statistics and how hard it is
Yeah.
to be, batting 1,000 is fucking impossible.
Oh, no one can. Batting 500 is impossible.
Well,
50%.
And people do like 500 for like a stint of like, a month or something. And other ones
Right.
are batting 500. And it's like the quote is something like, if you're, god damn, it has something to do with if you hit, it's basically like.
Well, I mean, I guess we can just Google it.
I'll look it up right now. Let me see.
I don't know how to.
My only other argument I would have is golf. To me, I don't know how to play golf. That seems very slow.
So that's what I was just going to ask you.
And
Do you know what you said was the second hardest?
what?
Golf.
Okay, so I agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
But
Are you saying that baseball is the only sport where you can fail 70% of the time and still be great? Yeah.
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and everybody be like, well, football's hard because, they're strong and fast. And it's like, no.
My only argument would be like some other skill, like the speed target shooting, where it's like you have 1 second to shoot like 5 targets.
Yeah.
That would be the only thing I could think of. That would be like, all right, what's more skilled?
Well, and like, don't get me wrong, basketball takes a ton of skill. To shoot a 3-point shot, not only have you ran in the fourth quarter, let's do that. You've ran all game, and statistically, you run more than anyone in basketball. I don't care what soccer players say. Basketball players run more than anyone in a game. They don't even play an hour. They only play 48 minutes, and they run more than you could ever hope to in an hour and a half. Sometimes they add time, okay? So basketball players, they run the most distance-wise. So your legs are dead tired in the fourth quarter. You've already taken probably 25 shots. To pull up from the 3-point line and put that ball in that hoop is also extremely difficult when someone's in your face, even when they're not. Because you've seen the 3-point competition during the All-Star game. Those guys don't hit every shot.
And even then, they get tired in the last round.
Yeah. And they literally, it's just like a 1-minute competition. But the difficulty that it is to make that 33-foot shot multiple times, that's disgusting. What's going on there? Guys, don't be fake. Hollywood Higgins hates dogs. It's just, and the people who don't understand baseball are the ones who are like, it's easy. It's like, yeah, you don't get it. And the other thing is, you don't understand the mental part of baseball at all. Because like Yogi Berra said, baseball is 90% mental. The other half is physical. Think about that. All right. No, so that's not entertaining to me. I like pitchers duels more. I'd rather a game be 2-1, 1-zip. I want to see a pitcher dominate. I love that.
especially in the playoffs
Yes, I love that. I do not want a 11-10, 12-10, 15-13 game. And I know other people do. They want it to be a 2-hour game, lots of runs, but that's because you don't get baseball. That's
well, I appreciate both sides, but I would say when Barry Bonds is going after the record, it was some of the most entertaining baseball because it was either walk 'em or a home run. It was fucking ridiculous.
yeah, and so that I can understand, but it you had to let everyone cheat then, and not everyone cheated. And that's why I don't consider Barry Bonds the home run leader because he did cheat. And there are other people that did it without cheating. Hank Aaron, I mean, he didn't cheat, and he played in arguably,
Well, he's probably the home run king if you take all the other guys out there above him. They probably all juiced to the gills. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I mean, he just was good at hitting a baseball, and um, he did it.
Black
There.
pitchers, all these white pitchers had no idea what a black guy can do. Like, oh my god.
Well, no, I mean, because he played also like there were black pitchers like Bob Gibson. He was a Cardinal.
I was just joking.
He was so good at pitching that they literally lowered the height of the mound because of him. The mound used to be, I think, 20 inches, and they lowered it to 16 because Bob Gibson was so dominating that it wasn't even funny.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you changed them out for him.
Yeah, man, he was the reason they lowered the mound from 20 to 16 inches, is because,
He, go
I
ahead.
mean, have you ever, I'd be glad I know some guys that can throw you 95, 96. Do you want to sit in a batter's box and let them throw at you?
No, you can't even see that shit if you're not trained. He just hits the glove. You're like, okay. You have to
And
be
you
trained
just
to
take your
understand.
three pitches and you walk away.
I've been in the batting cage. I'm not, I did t-ball in like some minor league, but then I went to the batter cages later stages of life, having not played baseball in decades. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like, how fast is this going? 90? And they're like, dude, you're at 65. Like, oh god.
Well, that ball doesn't move. Like, a batting cage can't throw you. Well, they can throw you a curve, but it's a slow curve.
That's
They
true.
can't throw you a cut fastball that's like 97 at your head and ends up, low and away. And you're like, what the fuck? So it's just, and that's where this is a greater overarching theme about sports is I don't want to have a discussion with you about, not you particularly, but you generally out there about who's the greatest basketball player or football player or any of this if you don't understand the fundamentals that like what is difficult about sport. And if you can't grasp that concept, we can't even have a discussion about who's the best basketball player, who's the best baseball player. Because I would love if someone knows baseball, come on, let's talk. I would, my dad and I, dad's a huge baseball fan. Guy was born in the 40s. He has seen baseball at its best, worst, and everywhere in between.
He's probably
And
seen more wars than I've seen hockey games.
and I would just like to, he and I always talk like, so who's the best pitcher ever? And it's a great debate. Or who's the best quarterback? Because he understands sport. But if you don't get sport, I mean, I can't debate you because you'll be like, well, Tom Brady's the best. Okay, well, that's a
It,
good idea, but you're a moron, so I can't help you.
when you're saying goat for basketball, it sucks because like you're saying greatest quarterback and you're saying greatest pitcher, but people are saying you're the goat. It's like, hold on. People usually say MJ, but at the same time, MJ is like, all right, put Wilt Chamberlain and MJ one on one. There's separate positions. Shooting guard versus a 7'2" center. He's gonna fucking back you down and dunk on you 11 times in a row, and there's fucking
Ooh,
nothing you can do about it. Wilt Chamberlain versus Michael Jordan one on one.
you don't think Mike could take the ball? Oh, right. If you put it at, let's give him at the top. Wilt Chamberlain gets the ball at the top of the 3 point line.
He's a freak athlete, right? He's in the
Okay.
Olympics in like
Right.
different sports like long jump and all this stuff.
But
He's pretty agile.
Wilt Chamberlain gets the ball at the top of the 3 point line.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to dunk on Jordan, he's got to do one or two dribbles.
Yes,
You,
but something. If
okay?
you're back to him, ass to his chest, he can't reach.
You
You
don't
can't.
think Mike could get in there and grab that ball once?
I play basketball. I've
Okay.
watched guys that are just get around him, if he's smart and uses his body, which he's one of the greatest centers of all time, so he knows how to use his body. You try to go around to get the ball, he just goes that way and dunks it.
But if he ever
The other
turns to go to the hoop, because eventually he has to, he's got to square to the hoop. Unless he's going to do, like the famous hook shot.
That's Kareem, but
Well, no, it's Kareem, but yeah.
no, but Wilt Chamberlain is known for the honey dip, where he has his back to you, the honey dipper. He jumps over you and
Right.
dunks it with one hand with barely even looking. So 6'5", 6'6", Michael Jordan versus 7'2" Wilt Chamberlain, freak athlete, could probably jump just as high as MJ because he's a freak athlete.
So if we give MJ the ball first, though.
I'm just saying but at the same time he's also a freak athlete. Like
I get it. But do you think?
I think Bill Russell, who was 6'8", like LeBron size, but he dominated because he played in the 50s and 60s for the Celtics. He won both championships. One of them was a coach player. He's the most winningest player of all time in the NBA. So it's to say that LeBron's better than him, even people forget because he's from the 60s. 12 rings. He has a picture of him like this. He has two fucking rings on two extra on two fingers because
Yeah.
he has one for every. No, he has 11, I think, but he ran out of fingers. He has 11. That's the thing. But yeah, so it's like I think Bill Russell could guard MJ.
All right, but if you give Michael Jordan the ball first, you think Mike scores 11 out of 11?
I don't know if he'll score 11 straight. If Wilt Chamberlain gets the ball once, there's nothing MJ can do to stop Wilt Chamberlain from backing him down and dunking every time.
Okay, but are you sure that Chamberlain can, or anybody can stop Jordan? Like his ball skills, he used to break ankles, and that's the other thing. Nobody does that anymore.
He's fading away. Yeah, like Kyrie Irving.
Not like Michael Jordan used to do. Dude, watch some of those videos.
Just a lot more ankle breakers than MJ between MJ and now too. Like there's a lot of them. Like Allen Iverson actually broke MJ's ankles really bad.
Also, we're also forgetting, like we've talked about, those guys would, even a pickup game, first to 11, I think they'd kill you to win. Like LeBron would be like, I'm not doing this. Where's my Gatorade?
Okay, so I saw a video and it was I think it's Chris Paul and MJ at a camp together, and Chris Paul was like, "All right, MJ, you gotta shoot 10 shots, and if you miss one, you gotta buy all these kids shoes." And he fucking just drills 10 straight shots.
See, that's what I love.
Not because he doesn't have money, it's just because he doesn't want to lose.
Yeah,
Shooting 10
right.
straight shots. And it's like, fuck these kids.
And he just wants, yes, he just wants to win at everything.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard him lose. Charles Barkley in the interview said that he was playing $100,000 holes in golf.
Oh, yeah, I bet he does. It's like,
Yeah, but
so we have a local celebrity who also, I believe, not a local, but a Dallas celebrity who I also believe would kill you to win. But Deion Sanders is now the coach of the Buffs. And we're talking about greatest of all time. Let's talk about the greatest athlete of all time.
yeah, there's some arguments with that.
I mean, the guy won a Super Bowl and a World Series. I'm not sure anyone else has ever done that. And wasn't riding the bench. I mean,
Do you think
was
that,
a prominent MVP of both teams.
this is a different question completely, but it's on the same path. Who do you think could do that now?
No one.
But because no, but I'm just saying because all the regular seasons have been stretched and the playoffs and moved around that you literally can't play. Like Russell Wilson would love to play baseball. He got drafted from baseball first, I think.
Yeah, but I don't.
But some people are like LeBron playing tight end. Like some people like
No, LeBron. No.
he played receiver in high school.
I understand that, but LeBron is so.
Allen Iverson was a fucking amazing quarterback. He broke all the records when he played in high school. That's probably that school, but it might have been the state. He was like scrambling like Michael Vick.
All right, but that's.
Picking people and running and throwing like 60-yard bombs with his kid. There's no way he's gonna fucking play in college, so he just started playing basketball instead.
Yeah. So that's the skill gap. Like the difference between a college or a high school football player and the pros is insane.
It's an
The,
insane jump from high school to college, and then college.
unless you're in the basketball, it's easier in basketball because it's not as physical. I mean, it truly is because, and in baseball, the problem is that it is truly skill, and it takes a decade to develop that skill. Like you have 25-year-old rookies in baseball because they haven't learned how to hit a ball that moves yet. You know, it takes them that long. Now,
The AAA team for the Dodgers is pretty fucking amazing. They keep producing all these guys. It's like, hey, who the fuck? We just lost him. All of a sudden,
yeah,
fucking name
that's
some guys that are like 20 years
Cardinals
old.
farm system. It's something about the NL who just produces players. And now I know that's all scouting. And I've argued that the skill gap is there. But then you get hit with hockey. That you have some of these kids in hockey that are 20, 21 years old, and they're showing flashes of probably being the greatest ever. Like, and again, I'm lucky that I am an Avs fan, but I watched parts of the All Star game, and guys are saying, McDavid, Ovechkin are the best. No, I mean, let's. I know you're doing it for ratings, but let's be serious. Nathan McKinnon is the best player in hockey by far. Higgins, I know you don't know hockey, so just give me this for a second.
It's Spanish to me. Actually, I know a little bit of Spanish.
Nathan McKinnon is
Arabic.
is fucking unbelievable. He probably will be better than Gretzky. And if you can't see that, this is what we're talking about being a actual sports fan. Okay, you may not like the guy, you may not. I just got lucky that he's on my team, but I promise you, if he was on another team, I would I would agree. Ovechkin's good.
With hockey, is there like there's definitive changes in basketball and football, even like you said, protecting the quarterbacks and stuff. Hockey's relatively stayed the same. Like if you were to go back in time and play with Gretzky, would he be just as good, just better, or worse? Or has there been rule changes like
There have been rule changes, but I don't think they've affected the game like they have in other games. Because like you can't cross check anymore. Like you can't go or you can't board somebody. You can't go behind them, and if they're a certain distance from the board, smash their head into the board. Break their spine and play on. You can't do that anymore. I mean, for the most part, you can. Again, it's the only sport where if you've had enough of somebody, you throw your gloves down. You guys duke it out for a little bit. You both go sit down for a little bit, and then you get to come back and play.
that is what I love about hockey.
And they're, I mean,
Even in the video games, you can fucking
so I'm not, I can skate. I can't skate like them, and I can't shoot like them. But that's also where skill comes in. Like, imagine you have to skate, control a puck, while another guy who's 200 pounds is trying to kill you, and
you
shoot in a goal where a goalie takes up 80% of the area.
you just be a goon. You just go and hit someone's good in fights.
That's so the other thing is you can't have, I mean, you can have goons, but you can't have them like you used to. Like you used to have enforcers that would just come out on the ice and like, all right, they're going to put you into the boards and it's gonna hurt, and you probably are gonna have to sit out for 5 minutes because you're gonna get so hurt. We still have those. They're just a little bit more tactful, like cleaner hits. You can't really go for the head or the knees, which is understandable. If the guy doesn't have the puck, you can't put your hip into his knee.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm good with that.
You
You
just don't
know,
have to
yeah.
create the
If they don't have the puck, you can't, just take your shoulder and glance it into their head. Skating at 25 miles an hour and you're 230 pounds. That I get and that I'm okay with. Um,
people that are like purists, like, oh fuck this pussy ass hockey. This is back in the day when you should be able to do this. There's people
I
like
don't
that.
think they are just because the difference is that while they've eliminated some of the brutality, some of, and I mean very little of, that has opened it up for like pure, beautiful skill. Like you watch what McKinnon and Kale McCarr, he's the other one I didn't get to. What those guys do is just like, wait a minute, what? Like you watch them take a puck through three guys and just whip it in the goal, and you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck just happened? So the beauty of the game comes out more because Kale McCarr's not really worried about a 250-pound guy just coming and blowing his shit up when he doesn't have the puck. So he can get in position, and then the beauty of the game comes out. In the NFL, the beauty of the game doesn't, because you still can't go across the middle. You can't do anything. You can't open up a hole and have a running back run because defense can't touch the offense. You can't tackle a running back anymore from behind. Have you heard this new rule? Like, how they used to wrap up and just like fall down? Can't do that anymore. I guess sometimes you fall on their legs and twist ankles.
How do you even? Yeah.
Yeah, how do you tackle anymore? What's a catch?
Horse collar makes sense. But even then, it's like it's a part of your pads.
Well, and it's football. Like, I know, don't grab their face mask because that's the neck and stuff like that. But if the guy outruns me and all I can do is grab him to stop a touchdown, well, hell, that's
Quicker, you can start rip their dreads out.
yeah. But if you tackle him wrong, it's a 15-yard penalty.
It's so weird because when you're running full speed already in the tackling mode,
And the guy lowers his head. Like, what are you supposed to do?
it's so weird, and it's up to these humans in real time to be like that half a second motion.
Absolutely.
You're not.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like I told everybody, and I've said this 1,000 times on this podcast. You've heard it. You want to fix football? Take their helmets away.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Or go back to the leather helmets.
Well, just take them away. I mean, rugby doesn't have. Nobody is spearing people with their heads in rugby.
Oh yeah. Well, there's some fucking crazy Samoans that might.
No, they don't use their head. They use their shoulders and body, like the strong parts of them.
Well, I've seen the opposite side when they're running with the ball.
Yeah, but nobody is tackling a Samoan by like launching themselves at the Samoan's head. They get low, they put their shoulder into their thigh, and they wrap up. Like, it's called a form tackle for those of you who don't know, who are still playing fucking flag football at 13 years old. Your parents are pussies, and you're gonna end up a little bitch.
There was like a coach that taught us how to tackle getting low and striking, and
Yeah, it's called a form tackle.
but he's basically lead with your helmet was what he was telling us.
No, you lead with your helmet, but you catch the thigh on your shoulder. You don't spear your helmet into the other player's helmet because he also told you to keep your head up.
Yes,
He never told you put your head down and spear somebody with it.
but then my buddy Bossy, the square head, and we would swear his helmet would get squared as the season went on. Would use his head. He put his head up, and he would still use his head with his neck roll. And we're like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Is he in a wheelchair now?
No, but I think my brother-in-law lost a lot of IQ points. He's married to my sister now, but he remembers, like, dude, I remember in practice, he had like 3 stripes. You know how hard it is to get the white marks in your helmet?
Yeah.
We call him like he had like these 3 tiger stripes from a hit.
Jesus.
And then back then we're doing hit drills. It's like, oh yeah, this is at the time it's like, yeah, it's smart. Just we gotta practice hitting. But now it's like, hey, we're just fucking giving each other fucking CTE for an hour of practice before we call it a day.
Well, that I don't believe, but all right. We're gonna wrap this up with one more. We're gonna enter your world, the world of Hollywood. Did you on your trip? Well, actually, wait a minute. You want to wrap up with this, or you want to tell us about your trip?
Just talk about my trip. It was a cruise.
Okay, let's start with the Hollywood Higgins trip. If you guys don't know, Hollywood Higgins needed a vacation from his life of vacation. Don't even get me started. I think this is more for Mandy because Mandy actually works. Hollywood is just a pretty face.
Well, she definitely needed a vacation.
So they decided to take a cruise to Mexico. Take it away, brother.
Yeah, I mean, never give me unlimited frozen yogurt and soft serve. I don't know. All I know is I gained 20 pounds. All right. At buffets, we just
Jeez,
ate.
we're talking about that. I was. They gave you unlimited yogurt and soft serve. Did you not like have catastrophic diarrhea for a month?
No, actually, the opposite. Because remember, I had catastrophic diarrhea for a month in December on this
Yeah, well, that was
stupid
food
trip.
poisoning. I just think with all that dairy,
No, because I actually did. I was like, oh, let me be healthy. If I'm gonna have frozen
that's my other question.
sugar
Like, you're
food,
on a cruise, you're on vacation, you're like, well, instead of drinking myself to death, I'm just gonna get
well, I did that too.
dairy poisoning.
No, because there's one machine that was soft serve, one machine was frozen yogurt. I'm like, well, it's the same flavor, just is healthier, I guess. I literally probably had every time I walked by that machine, which is like 4 times a day, I probably had a cone full soft serve.
Okay, well, then I'd like to apologize to the audience. This is not going to be the vacation trip we wanted to hear about. This is going to be Higgins had a bunch of ice cream, and some days he didn't have sprinkles.
Okay, and then Mandy napped 4 times a day.
Well, she works hard. Was she blasted or just tired?
She only got drunk like once on the
Well, yeah,
second
I heard
day.
about she got drunk and the next day couldn't move until like 5.
I will say Mazatlan was pretty fucking awesome, and I wish because we didn't really think that far ahead, but uh, much like Brazil, they do a festival, a week-long festival where they just party in the streets, and they were prepping for it like the following week or two. It was like, oh, you should have came like a couple weeks from now because we're doing it. All these giant, crazy statues of like different like I don't know,
Mexican gods?
not gods. Maybe they were gods, but they're like mythological creature things, and like on the side of the road that was like right next to the ocean.
Barely hear Higgins.
I'm sorry, I'm backed away. And it looked really cool. And the taxi driver is like, "Yeah, we just closed the whole city and we party for a week." I'm like, "God damn, we should have came like when that was happening." But maybe we'll plan that next time. But Mazatlan was cool. Vallarta was cool.
I had you
Um,
low the whole time. Don't worry, I'll fix it,
okay.
hopefully.
But Cabo, we had probably the most fun there. We got out and had some really amazing food. And just wandered around, so that was fun. The cruise is weird. Like it's a different experience. I've never been on one before, and you're just with 4,000 people on that ship,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are nice. A lot of them are just like ignorant, fucking trash. You're like, okay, maybe it's not too bad that World War III is gonna happen and kill half, like 2/3 of the population, but it's just like Jesus. But most people are nice. Okay, so if you get on an elevator, it's a decent sized elevator. There's 6 elevators in the main one. There's elevators on both sides, because there's 15 floors. If there's me and Mandy, and then it's just us, and this is just say this is you're waiting on the next floor. So we're on there. We get this floor. You're on the third floor. We're on this first floor. We get on second floor. A fucking really morbidly obese guy on a scooter, is probably 600 pounds, drives in, and then he has a group of 4 or 5 people with him, like his
Uh-huh.
wife probably and grandkids.
Uh-huh.
They're like, oh, we'll wait for the next one. So it was like him and his 2 small grandkids get on. Right, cool. Like this is like we're not uncomfortable, but it's definitely packed. We go up one more floor,
Yeah,
and
more people get
four
on.
four people squeeze in,
Yeah.
and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? And I don't know, it's just that was
That's
the
why
most
I know this was your first cruise. Okay. And if we
hit the
get
stairs.
closer, we'll take you on actual charters. But that's why you don't go on a cruise because you have like 4,000 of your closest friends who you hate all of them, who are just like jam packed on everywhere. Like, how quick can I get to that soft serve ice cream machine? You
Yeah,
know, $100 says that guy in the scooter was on that scooter because of fucking diabetes. Because this was his 60th cruise. That
probably.
he hit the dessert buffet every single night at 4:30 when they put it out, and I bet his grandkids were a little bit thick too. They're like
No, they weren't thick, but the
little
fact that
mouth breathers.
some fucking guy lunged over his scooter to squeeze in. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah,
I got out. I got out of the claustrophobic. I was like, I'm getting out. I was in the back. I pushed through. I
yeah,
said, I'd rather take. I did told him I'd rather take the fucking stairs because like we're like on the 13th floor and like our room is in the first floor. I was
yeah.
like, I'm not gonna fucking stay 2 inches away from people. An elevator for 14
With some
floors.
mouth breather, like.
Yeah, yeah. But
I think we got
but there
chocolate
was
cake tonight.
there were some pros because the entertainment was pretty awesome on the cruise. So not worrying about what we're gonna do was cool. the buffet that was included was it's a buffet with what it is, but the actual there was like multiple restaurants where you just book a spot, like hey, we're gonna come at this time. That was
Huh?
pretty awesome. So there's pros and cons. If I wouldn't do it, I'm better prepared in my mind what to deal with and better prepared to what to sneak on and what else to do to have a better time. Definitely, I'm not in a hurry to do it again anytime soon.
So, is it true that they had a part of a ship or they had an option where you could pay more and have like a part of the ship that was just yours and you didn't have to like
Oh
mix
God.
with the riffraff?
Okay, it's not just yours, but so Mandy and I stumbled upon. So there's a cantina that always had salsa dancing on certain nights.
Uh-huh.
But if you go past the cantina bar, the bar on the inside is also a bar on the outside. We walk out there like, oh my God, there's two jacuzzis and a pool out here, and there's like a fraction of the amount of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like barely anyone. And but this is fucking perfect. Like we're just getting the jacuzzi, and this guy's like, "Oh, are you in one of these?" Like he's asking for like our card to see what room we are. Like, you
Right.
have to pay
Okay.
extra. Yeah, you have to pay extra for that. We're like,
So
fuck,
there
dude. Like,
is where you can pay extra to separate yourself from the riffraff.
yeah, there's still other people that might be riffraffs there, but I'm sure if they have the money to pay for that extra, because
Okay.
it's quite
So
expensive to be there.
it's less people and it's
Hell,
nicer
oh,
amenities. Okay.
there's probably four other people.
Because I have a friend who's
Six,
like, yeah, dude, you should do a cruise. It's like I would never get on a boat with that many people. I would I would go to prison immediately. Because the first time I had that elevator experience, I'd be like, okay, guess what? All of you are gonna be murdered immediately. I'm gonna kill you on this elevator right now and throw your bodies off on the next floor.
That's how I
But
felt.
then, my
I just
buddy's
took
like,
the
dude,
stairs.
it's cool. You pay extra and then you're on a different part of the ship. You have different restaurants, you have different everything. You do not have to associate with the trash behind you. And it's like, all right, now we're talking. And I just wanted to know how different the amenities were.
I couldn't tell, but
Well,
just
you
from the
said there was
outside,
far less people and it was a nicer bar and jacuzzis.
yeah, the bar was really nice, and then jacuzzi and pool was just it was an infinity pool, and it was the two jacuzzis, which is
And there
like
were no scooters parked.
yeah, there was
Okay.
yeah, so it was I but Mandy told me that it was almost double the price that we paid though. So it was like, I don't know if it's worth it because we don't know what else came with that package. If there was other stuff, maybe it's worth it.
Maybe like
Just to,
unlimited alcohol.
yeah, like hopefully.
Because
So
you guys
maybe
went
it
a
was
week, right?
yeah.
So, and I've done the math, and people are like, hey, if you go for a week and unlimited alcohol is $250, it's like that is absolutely worth it for me. Because
It was way more than that. It was like 70 something bucks a day. That's why I
for
snuck
unlimited,
alcohol on. Yeah.
70 a day at like
It was
cruise prices.
79.99 a day, and you can go to any bar and just show them your card, and they'll put your drink. They'll give you a
For a
drink.
week, that's $500.
Yeah, so I was like, so we snuck on alcohol, and I only snuck on like one bottle. So like you can bring two, like you can bring a bottle of wine. They allow you to do that. So I drank the wine with Mandy, and we filled it with
Why don't
rum,
you just
and we just
uncork the wine and
so we did. Like we drank the wine
oh, at
here,
home? Okay, right.
and then filled it with rum,
So did
and
they search your bag when you got on?
that's what I'm saying. They didn't say anything. Like we
Are you limited to how many bags you can
you
bring
can
on?
you can only bring in like we had like it's like an airplane, like a bigger one and a carry on, and then anything else you got to pay extra for. And you can only bring
How
in one
much
bottle.
extra?
I don't know.
Okay,
You
but
don't need that
if they
much
don't
clothes
search
for a
your
week
bag, why can't you fill an entire bag with booze?
because they do run it through an X-ray, and if it looks fishy, like it looks more than a bottle of wine. But if you put it like in pouches of, I've seen people that do like the rum runners, like the little pouches, the plastic
But you put
pouches.
it in a bottle of shampoo and say that's my shampoo.
Exactly. So it's just very easy. So it's like, why the fuck would I pay that much for drinks that were pretty good? So like every once in a while, I would buy a drink. I probably bought like two or three drinks out of my own pocket a day just to have and try them. Different places have different bars
Well,
have
how
pretty cool
much were the
drinks.
drinks when you bought them?
That's the thing. I did the math. I never spent more than like $30, and that's I was
Okay,
buying
but
Mandy's drinks
that's
too.
that's
So
2 or 3 drinks a day at 30. That's $10 a drink.
yeah, some of the drinks are
I
10,
can
some of them are
drink
12.
$70 worth of booze a day at $10 a drink.
Yeah, but that's a weak ass drink, right?
Well, yeah,
That's a
no,
one shot.
obviously I'm going to sneak it
So
on there.
when we sneak in the rum, you make your own drinks. You get fucked up on your own stuff, and then you drink one or two of their drinks, and then you're good for the fucking night.
So, what's to stop you from getting like one of those 5-gallon Ziploc bags and filling it full of booze and just like laying it flat and be like, that's my suit?
It probably looks. They might think it depends on like what does it look like on the X-ray. You just got to see the people that. So I looked up on Reddit, and the guy was like, "Yeah, the guy snuck in like he did what I did with the bottle of wine. He swapped it with rum, and then he put like 6 pouches, which are like a half liter each
Uh
or
huh.
something like that. And he got it, rolled it in his pants, put it in his luggage, rolled it in his pants, put it in his luggage. And he had like
And
6 of
did
these
they like
pouches.
pat you down when you got on the boat?
No, because it was in his luggage.
No, no. Did they
And then
pat you down?
no, but you have to go through an X-ray like you're going through the airport. But the carry-on has your rum in it that's in a wine bottle, and then your other one goes through the same thing. But if it doesn't look like an obvious extra bottle of alcohol, it just kind of mixes with the clothes because it's in those pouches.
Yeah,
You can
those
sneak on
soft
a
side
lot.
flasks.
So
Okay.
it's definitely. I don't think it's worth it to pay unless you're not worried about money. But at the same time, it's like 70-80 bucks a day. It's like I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's why you don't go on those cruises because it's one thing to not be worried about money. It's another thing to just piss it away.
Yeah,
That's why people are like,
exactly.
why don't you go to Broncos games? Because A, they suck. B, I'm not paying $10 for a beer, and they suck. Like I can sit at home, it's warm.
I would gladly pay $10 for how much a tall boy at Dodger Stadium man
I don't know, $15. Well, that's a tall boy.
18 for
Okay, well that's what they
tall.
are at Coors Field. No, I'm talking like a regular beer is like 11, $12.
Okay, it's probably the same then.
Yeah.
But still, it's like fuck.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
why
like
I'd rather sit at home because again, A, it's warm. B, I have a larger couch than those seats. Well, get a box. Okay, it's still booze is expensive, and I don't need some dumb chick behind me talking about Instagram for the entire game. And no, yes,
it,
I'm not. I guess I'm not that big of a fan.
no, there's certain unless you're sitting like
Even then,
pretty close, it's not worth it. Yeah.
we have good tickets. I don't want to sit close. Home's fine. I don't have to drive anywhere. I don't have to cry when they lose. All right, man.
I
So you
think
had a
it's
good time on the trip.
yeah, I had a lot of fun.
All right. Do you feel recharged and refreshed?
Yes,
How about Mandy?
and
Is she recharged and refreshed?
we're already planning our next vacation.
Okay, because she was getting towards the end there, kind of like
Hey,
gonna snap
y-
at any second and murder a lot of
I
people.
think you and the gypsy, I'll have to ask permission.
No, we're not fucking going with you guys.
No, 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 no. This is totally different. I think they only have one guest room, but if they have another one, so our friends, they're like in their 50s, but they have like a second house next to Pirates Cove, 5 minutes from Pirates Cove. They have a boat, a
Pir-
speedboat, and
Pirates
they
Cove,
go like,
what?
oh, it's like the end of the Colorado River. It leads into a lake, but basically they have a
In what
speedboat.
state, nerd?
Arizona. We would
No.
drive. Anyway, here's the thing. They're just the funnest people. Like you'll love them. You guys will get along very
Can
well.
we
But
can we talk about this when certain, I mean,
this summer, if all things are clear and you're not hanging by your neck in your closet,
trust
we'll
me, I won't do it in the
we'll
closet.
talk.
It'll be a public display.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here. I
All
have
right.
got
Harry Potter to play.
Hogwarts call my name. So if you guys are watching, I'm going straight to Hogwarts. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a pee. I'm gonna get a drink, make a quick snack, and then we're doing Hogwarts until my fucking eyes bleed. Uh, and Dave, Dave? I know you're watching, but have you? Higgins, you learned this too. Learn Audacity, that program. It's a simple program because I think we
Oh,
can turn your
I'm
audio up.
Audacity.
Yeah.
I made my entrance music with Audacity when I
Okay.
was
Well,
wrestling.
can you learn that? Because I'll send you the file. It'll give you 2 lines of audio, like mine and yours. You need to turn your
Mhm.
audio up. Figure out how to do
See what I
that,
can
and
do.
we'll be golden.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna
Maybe
get out of
it's
here,
just too.
guys.
Maybe it's just too far. If it's closer, is it
No,
louder?
I had you turned down
Oh, okay.
because your music and your voice, it was all the same. But I think it's better
All right.
now. All right,
All
guys.
right, sir.
I
Always a
appreciate
pleasure.
Hollywood. I'm good. I'm glad you had a good time. We'll catch you next week. And guys, Hogwarts Legacy coming up like 5 minutes. Until next time, bye.